Hello, welcome to CS150 Introduction to Scripting. For this course, I will be your instructor. I am Wiseborn Dankwa. I will be available on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock. If these times are not suitable to you, feel free to send me an email and we can schedule a new time. For my research, I am interested in carrying out studies on vehicular communications, modeling of mobility models, and vehicular distributed computing. I am also a leading member of the VERITCOM Research Group. If you want to know more about what we do at VERITCOM Research, send me an email and I'll be glad to provide you all the information you need. For this course, we would be using a lot of resources, but the required texts are JavaScript for Web Warriors and Wolari's Pure Programming. Any edition of these books are good to go. Other resources that we would be using are below. Microsoft Shell Scripting for Absolute Beginners is also a very good material that I want you to lay your hands on. This course will be graded with assignments, tests, midterm exams, and a term project. In the term project, you would be required to write scripts to automate complex and repetitive tasks. In order to do well in this course, ensure that you submit your assignments and projects on time. Also, it's advisable to join programming communities and forums, such as Stack Overflow. These platforms give you the opportunity to practice your coding skills and also learn from experienced programmers. So for today, what will we look at? Today, we're going to look at what is scripting. Why do we need scripting? Why do we need to write scripts? And what are the goals of scripting? Then we'll go ahead and look at an overview of scripting languages. We would also have introduction to the Windows Shell scripting. And then you would write your first script in this lesson. The question to ask is, what is scripting? Scripting are programs that are written in real-time environment for automating and executing tasks. Scripting languages are easy to learn, create, and execute programs. One thing you need to know is that scripting languages are interpreted at runtime and are not compiled. What do we mean by saying they are interpreted and not compiled, or they are interpreter languages and not compiled languages? So in interpreter languages, the interpreter reads statement by statement the code you write, known as the source code, and then translates it into virtual machine code or machine code. And then that is executed right away. With compiled languages, the entire source code, that's the entire codes you write, are converted to machine code file, and then the machine code file is executed. Programming languages that are interpreted or interpreter-based languages are JavaScript, PHP, Python, VB Script. On the other hand, compiled languages are C, C++, Java, and C#. So in this course, since we will be looking at scripting, we will only concentrate on interpreter-based languages. We will look at JavaScript, we will look at pair programming, and then we'll look at VB Script. Why do we need scripting? Scripting helps us to automate complex tasks. You don't need much effort to automate complex tasks when you write scripts. Also, we are able to complete a lot of operations in a very fast and easier way. Now, scripting can also be used to format text in a way that is desirable to the user. It's easy to use and it's fun. And I hope you have a lot of fun writing scripts in this course. Scripting also enables us to perform tasks without opening an array of windows and dialog boxes, and this one slows the system down. So if you want to work really fast, write scripts to do it rather than opening windows or closing dialog boxes. Scripts are faster and better, and they are fun. Now, we said that we write scripts to automate complex tasks. Why do we need to automate tasks? Now, what is automation of tasks? So automation of tasks is, for example, instead of you trying to register users or get a log file of users' interaction in the system or on the server, you can just write a script to generate all the users in the system for you. As explained earlier, Scripting helps us to automate complex tasks. But why do we need to automate tasks? Now you realize that automation is very important. Why? Now data is increasing in large volumes. So if you have to do some of these tasks manually, processing of data, it's going to take forever to do processing. For example, let's say you're a system administrator and you are supposed to get a log file of all users in your system. Let's say you're a social media administrator or you're an administrator for a social media website. Now, you can just imagine the number of users who log in an hour, in a minute, in a second. Going into the system to get a log file one by one manually, it's going to take your effort, it's going to take your hours. By automating these tasks, it becomes easy and fast. So automation is very important for system administrators and other professionals to perform more tasks in a short time. Systems have also become very complex. It's not only data that is increasing in volumes, but now systems have become complex in such a way that managing them without automation becomes impossible. Automation also enables one person to carry out so many tasks. You can schedule the tasks, and the task can be executed even when you are not around. So peak hours, off-peak hours, the night, you can be at home, and your system would be doing system backup by itself through automation. Now, what categories of tasks should we automate? When do I need to know that this task I'm going to undertake should be automated? When the tasks are very complicated, like real-time monitoring of users in the system, okay, and tasks that are very repetitive in nature. So when do you know that you have to automate a task? Now, when your task is very complicated, for example, if you're undertaking a real-time monitoring of a system with so many users, you definitely need to automate that task. System restoration is one task that is complicated and therefore requires automation. Sometimes your tasks may be repetitive in nature, something you do on a regular basis. Regular backups, deletion of specific files in a folder which is developed or loaded every time. These tasks are repetitive in nature, therefore it should tell you that these tasks need to be automated. Now, when the task is very lengthy or takes so much time to accomplish, for example, if you have a system with thousands of users that you need to create an account for them, such system needs to be automated so that you can save time and be more efficient and effective. Tasks that require scheduling or tasks that can be done at regular intervals can also be automated. For example, if there are some files that are required to run at certain times of the day, these tasks can easily be automated and run every time without your involvement. Now that we've seen the importance of scripting, the next question we have to ask ourselves is, how do we write scripts? Now, to write scripts, you need a programming language or a scripting language. Scripting languages are also programming languages, high level in nature, and by high level we mean they are close to the level of the human language. Now, there are different types of scripting languages. Let's look at them. So we have the glue languages. These glue languages serve as a conduit between systems and softwares. And most scripting languages fall in these categories. They perform a wide array of system functions. The next type of scripting language you look at is the shell scripting languages. They are designed to be executed as command line interface. So you have an interface where you enter commands to execute tasks or to automate tasks. The shell scripting languages have the capability to allow remote system calls. We also have GUI scripting languages, that's a graphical user interface based scripting languages. They enable the user to perform tasks such as testing applications and also there is also the extension or embeddable scripting languages such as JavaScript. Let's look at specific examples of scripting languages. So we have the Bash with the extension .sh, and it's a Unix shell scripting language. It's written in C programming language. So that's a shell scripting language and it is also interpreted and not compiled. So if you are using a Unix or Linux system, then it means that you're going to use the bash shell. For Windows shell scripting, we have the bash shell. That once again, it's interpreted and not compiled. So in this course, what scripting language or platform will we consider? We're going to look at Windows shell scripting, and it means that we're going to look at the bash system. So Windows shell scripting is basically Windows operating system built-in scripting language. It only supports text-based communication. You cannot do object-oriented programming with that. Easy to read, understand, and modify. We would also cover Windows Script Host, WSH. Now, the Windows Script Host is a scripting engine that creates an environment that can execute scripts on Windows system. It's a text-based and supports graphical user interface communication. It also supports object orientation or object modeling. Now, you can also execute complex tasks using the Windows Script Host. One difference between the Windows Script Host and the Windows shell scripting is that in the Windows Script Host, you need to use one of the scripting languages that is supported. So VBScript, JScript are some examples of scripting languages that you can use. Now let's look at how we can write our first shell script. So the first thing you need to do is to go to your Windows system, go to the search icon, and then type CMD, short form of command. When you enter it, you're going to get a command prompt where you can run your scripts here. So now let's have a demonstration of how to run your scripts. Go to the search button and type CMD. After you get a result, click on the command prompt. The command prompt interface would open and you are ready to type your codes. So the first command we're going to look at is the mkdir, meaning make directory or make a new directory. Then you give the name of the directory. Directories are just folders. Then you need to change or navigate to the folder you are going to create your files or scripts. So we name the new script and then use the command cd new script to navigate to that directory. Our preferred text editor for our script to be Notepad. So we open the file, which is a Notepad file, and don't forget to name the file and then add the extension of the file. So here, firstscript.bat was the name we use for our file. Now we are ready to write our first script. The first command we are going to look at is the title. So the title we're going to give for our command prompt interface is first script. So you use the command title, then you write the message you want to give to the title. Don't forget to save your file. After that, go back to the command prompt and then run the bat file. First, let's check the files we have over there. You can see that the script you've written is in that folder or directory. So just write the name of the file with the extension and it will be executed. Now go up there, you see that the script has changed name of the command prompt interface to first script. Let's add some more codes or commands. Now, if you want to find out about any command, you can just use the /? to get information about the command, the syntax, the description, and everything. So for example, we're going to look at the command color. And after typing that, you get all the information about the colors and the numbers you used. So we go back to our script and then write color. 4 for red, which is the background, and then B for aqua white or light white. So we write color 4B. Then our command prompt interface will change from black background with white text to red background with white text. Let's run our script. Don't forget to save your file. So you see the results. So every command you want to learn about, you can just write the name of the command / and then a question mark. and you get the definitions, descriptions, and parameters you can use. Congratulations, you have written your first Windows Shell script. We would have more examples in the hands-on assignments. To end this lesson, let's take a recap of the things we've seen today. We've examined what scripts are, why we need to write scripts, and why we need to automate tasks. We've also written a simple first script using the Windows Shell. Now you've seen that all BATs are not alike. Some BATs are extensions of script files. Thank you and see you in our next lesson. Bye-bye.